We rocking right now with Who Is Twine and EJ the DJ.
Music spades and dark look, go get that shit.
Oh, my family. Twine, EJ the DJ here.
SMSD.
You better tune in right now.
What's really good, family? You already know who it is. Your boy Tweezy checking in with SMSD News this week. Now we got to talk about the Notorious B.I.G. and an article that was published today, May 29, 2021 in the New York Post about an ex-FBI agent and Biggie filmmakers revealing sealed court docs talking about the killer, the real killer. Now, for the past quarter century, we have been talking about who could have been to kill Biggie, who could have been to have killed Tupac. Well, in the New York Post, they're giving it all about what really happened. Now, in the article, it said that Death Row Records founder Marion Suge Knight financed the hit on Brooklyn rapper Notorious B.I.G., an execution carried out by Nation of Islam convert and hired hitman Amir Muhammad with the help of corrupt Los Angeles cops, according to an FBI agent who worked the case, and sources who have seen sealed court documents. Quote unquote, all the evidence points to Amir Muhammad. He's the one who pulled the trigger. Retired FBI agent Phil Carson, who worked the case for 2 years, claimed to the Post there were plenty of others who helped orchestrate it and allowed him to pull the trigger. The alleged cover-up was the biggest miscarriage of justice in my 20-year career at the FBI, said Carson. I had evidence that LAPD officers were involved, and I was shut down by the LAPD and city attorneys inside Los Angeles. Now, wow, this is crazy. But Carson and film producer Don Sikorsky, whose movie City of Lies chronicles the murder, its probe, and the aftermath, told the Post the murder itself is no mystery. All the answers are in black and white, Sikorsky said, claiming that he and City of Lies director Brad Furman are among the few people who have read the sealed court files behind the unsolved murder. My. Now, the fact that Suge Knight has something to do with it is so wild, because all of this time that we've been spectating who was involved with Biggie's murder, who was involved with Tupac's murder, and we all was thinking the same thing. It had to be this person and that person. So the fact that these sealed court documents have been revealed and that they'll be talking about it in this new film, City of Lies, and that Suge Knight paid the hit for a Muslim gentleman, Amir Muhammad, to go on with the hit is devastating, because we've seen this happen in history. It's so wild to me. Now, let's continue. Amir Muhammad, aka Harry Billups, the godparent to LAPD officer David Mack's 2 children, has been identified by several sources as the trigger man, reads the formal FBI request penned by Carson that the investigation be given a Los Angeles case file number. Mack is a registered owner of a 1995 black SS Impala with chrome wheels, the exact description given as being driven by Wallace's shooter. Does it get any more black and white than that? Do you need any more details? Shall I say any more? The original target was not Biggie, said Carson, but Sean Puffy Combs, who was in a vehicle ahead of Biggie's SUV on the night of the murder. Carson said he shared this information with Combs and that the record label exec was pretty freaked out to learn that he was the intended hit. Sikorsky and his production team now demand that law enforcement officials in California renew the investigation and solve what the filmmaker calls the JFK assassination of the rap world. They're joined in their effort by Carson. The civil case filed against the LAPD by the Wallace family in 2002 contains much of the evidence about the murder, but remains sealed under one order of a federal judge. The criminal investigation into the murder officially remains open, according to the LAPD. But, say Sikorsky and Carson, there has been little to no activity on the case for years. Witnesses told police a dark Chevy Impala pulled up next to Biggie's car and that the shooter, wearing a blue suit and bow tie, blasted several rounds into the vehicle. Biggie was hit 4 times, the final shot piercing several vital organs, and pronounced dead at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Carson told the Post that the driver of Biggie's car, Greg G. Money Young, had little security experience. He should have kept driving through the red light, especially at that hour of the morning, to protect the passengers from a potential drive-by attack. Biggie and the rest of the East Coast entourage went to Los Angeles that week, already harboring concerns about a potential Tupac revenge hit. Biggie became a stationary target, said Carson. Muhammad, a friend of corrupt LA cop David Mack, fired the shots. Carson claimed, citing eyewitness testimony and financial evidence connecting him to the murder. Muhammad was briefly a suspect but never charged. Now 61, he is believed to be a real estate broker in Georgia and goes by his given name, Harry Billups. According to Sikorsky, all evidence points to Amir Muhammad as the killer. When you read those sealed documents, there is overwhelming evidence that paints for you exactly who did the murder and why the LAPD covered it up. Investigators, he said, believe Mack and Rafael Perez, another corrupt LA cop on the death row payroll, were deeply involved in the murder. Their names are on the legal filings the Wallace family made in their civil suit against the city, said Sikorsky, and he believes if this evidence sees the light of day, the family would win hundreds of millions of dollars. Billups and Mack did not respond to repeated efforts by the Post to reach them. Suge Knight financed the murder, said Carson. Suge was ticked off that his cash cow Tupac was murdered. Suge had an accountant that was part of Death Row Records who helped do the financial side of things to pay for the murders. The cost of the hit is not known. Knight also festered over the belief that his friend Jake Robles was killed by a Combs bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, at a 1995 party in Atlanta. No charges were filed in that murder. Jones was shot dead himself in 2003, also in Atlanta. Sikorsky's film about Biggie Smalls' murder, City of Lies, stars Johnny Depp as decorated former Los Angeles police detective Russell Poole, a real officer who died in 2015 after years of being frustrated by superiors in his pursuit of answers in the Biggie murder. Forrest Whitaker plays fictional journalist Jack Jackson, a character based upon real-life author Randall Sullivan, whose 2003 book, Labyrinth, LA, its title is uppercase, chronicled the murder of the scandal that followed. The movie was first shown at a film festival in Italy in 2018, but its wider release was delayed by controversy, including a lawsuit alleging that the Depp assaulted location manager Greg Brooks. City of Lies suggests Knights orchestrated the murder from prison, was insulated by Mack and other corrupt LA cops on his payroll, and that hitman Muhammad pulled the trigger. It's the same theory put forward by the late detective Poole and by the Labyrinth book. Man, I gotta be honest with you. I can't say that I'm not surprised that Suge Knight is involved with the murder of Biggie Smalls, but I'm way more surprised that a Muslim was hired to go on with the assassination of Biggie Smalls, and that the LAPD covered it up for all of this time, and that the sealed court documents is going to bring all of this to light, and this new film is going to bring all of this to light. Man, y'all let me know what y'all think. You know how y'all feel about this. Hit me up in the comments, man. Leave something. Make sure you subscribe to the channel SMSD. Your boy Tweezy. I'm checking out.